Carvall from Proof Media. Question for Tito. You say you're excited. You seem really upset, and I know you're mentioning the history you guys have, but is your anger like the biggest motivator that you have? Because you seem really worked up.
You know, I've worked really hard in this business of mixed martial arts over the last 19 and a half years to mold the future of my children, mold the future of my family. And it's been through the financial side of it because I've tasted what dirt tastes like. I've tasted of being broke. I've been on the dumps. I've been lived in motels when I was a kid. I never wanted that opportunity for my children to ever see any type of those things, any type of drugs, any type of thing of that nature. So I've worked hard at this. For him to talk about my car getting repoed, him saying the things he has that I'm going broke, I take that very personal. I'm a person who's been fueled on emotions. And any fan who's ever been around me at any of my fights, I think I'm the only fighter who'd go out there in the Concord and signs autograph the day of the fight because I am in love with my fans. My fans are there for me over the last 19 and a half years. For this clown to come in and literally clown, I had to have to dress up him for Halloween. This clown coming in saying the stuff he is, I'm just saying, I'm glad he doesn't fight as well as he talks. Every time he talks the way he does, that's what gets him the fights. And Chael, you're welcome. You're getting paid for me. You're welcome. I accepted the fight. The only reason I accepted the fight was because I seen an opportunity to get redemption. And you are correct. I am pissed. And this is what fuels me. The image I had of the bad boy, now you got an imitation of the bad girl, or excuse me, the bad guy. As I say, imitation. No more than that.
Thank you. Question for Chael. While you were away, you weren't inactive. You were doing a lot of submission tournaments, Morris and things like that. You said you're going to put one back in the win column. Are you looking to win by submission because of what you've been doing while you're away from MMA?
I have been working on submissions. Look, as soon as they say go, I will. I'm going to jump on it from the start. And I don't know what's going to happen, man. I'm not a bully. I don't know for sure that I can win this fight. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to compete as hard as I can possibly go for 15 minutes or until he gives up. And if I'm wrong and if I go down, I will go like a gangster and I'll be firing the entire time. And Tito was saying something about being broke a minute ago. Is anybody here driving past the homeless shelter on Bingo on their way home? Could you give Tito and his big head a ride?
Wow.
He lost his wheels. Could anybody help out? That'd be appreciated.
I never known of a gangster who rats his friends down on a real estate.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
That's amazing.
I heard you say
that.
I resent that.
When I grew up, and I was part of a gang when I grew up, you would have got stabbed in the neck for ratting somebody out.
Yeah.
A rat like you, I think for this fight, I'm going to bring you a big block of cheese so you can feel a nibble off that for a little bit.
I'm on your side on this one. That's not accurate.
That's amazing. The American gangster who's a rat. Wow.
Hey Tito, for people who don't know, man, like you've been harboring this for over here, on the other side. You've been harboring this for a long time, apparently, just going back to a previous encounter, and a lot of people don't know the backstory to this, why you harbor this kind of animosity towards him. But what exactly happened? Why do you feel this way about him?
Well, you know, actually, it was like I say, it was 20 years ago. We wrestled in college, Division I. He wrestled at Oregon University, the Ducks. I wrestled at Cal State Bakersfield, the Roadrunners. I wrestled 190 pounds. We dual meeted up in Oregon on my birthday, and he moved up to my weight from 177 pounds up to my weight at 190. I went for an underhook, hit me in a headlock, and put me on my back and pinned me on my birthday in about 30 seconds. And I felt I had so much more to prove. So you know what? I went on to my career. I became the first light heavyweight world champion, defended it for 5 consecutive times, and I was able to make a very illustrious and successful career out of what I've been doing over the last 19 years. And little does he know that I kind of pulled him to the side of one of the fights prior to his Anderson Silva fight, and I said, keep talking, keep talking. You're going to get yourself in bigger fights, keep talking. I was trying to build him so his name becomes bigger, so this opportunity can come about. Little does he know that this stuff actually has been pre-planned. Either in my own mind, of my big head, my big head. So I should have actually a really big target for you to hit, if you can hit. But it's been predetermined in my mind what's going to happen. As he says, you don't know how he's going to beat me. So there's a sign of doubt. And that sign of doubt either comes from the steroids he used to do, or he still does, either one, or just the weak mental mind that he has to even do the steroids in the very beginning. Steroids is a sign of weakness. The steroids is a sign of a mentally weak person who can't successfully push himself through the hard, long days of training as an MMA fighter that I've been doing over 19 years. I've gone through 8 major surgeries, 3 neck surgeries, a back surgery, 3 knee surgeries, a reattached retina, and I'm still doing this because I love it. I'm doing it because Scott Coker, Bellator, Spike TV, Viacom have my back and respect me the way I've always wanted to be respected. And to me, number one, and he talks about gangster, I've always learned respect is something you always want to learn. And that's a huge thing in my family is respect. And I've got my respect here. And on January 21st, I'm going to beat the respect out of him.
Chael, what do you remember about this encounter? I mean, what did you take from that?
I didn't take a whole lot. It kind of went down the way Tito said. We ended up matched up. The match didn't last very long. I come at this from a competitive standpoint. Man, I was fighting at the dog park, and I was watching Tito Ortiz being the world champion. They were putting the belt around his waist, and I was jealous. It came from pure jealousy. When I finally got my chance, I told anybody that would listen, I'm the best fighter in the world. But I was the best fighter a lot longer than I got my opportunity. I could have beat the guys from his generation. I could have beaten the Ortizes and the Liddells. I could have stopped all of these guys, but I couldn't get in there. And I was jealous of what he did. I was impressed by it. Tito says, I've got doubt. Sure, of course I've got doubt. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not some bully on the playground that chooses fights I know I can win. This is a rough dude. I understand all that. He's got positions I don't want to be in. I understand all of that too, but I will fight anybody, anywhere, at any time, at any weight class. When I started fighting, we didn't have weight classes. We didn't have gloves back then. If they want to bring a scale out and have you step on it the day before, that's fine with me. But eventually my music's going to hit those speakers, and I promise you, I will make that walk.
This is a question for both of you guys here, Tito, Chael. You've done it all. You've made money, you've won championships, you compete in the biggest fights. Why do this? I mean, you guys have both had major surgeries, broken bones, gone through the ringer. What makes you still love the sport after each of you guys have been doing this for a decade plus?
You know, I think it comes down to the gym. When I'm in the gym and I'm pushing myself, when I go back home and I look in the mirror and I can be honest with myself and saying, you know what, I never quit. I never doubted myself. I never said I couldn't do it. I don't want to be 50 years old and looking back going, damn, I wish I would have did it just one more time. I want to get people at home who are sitting on the couch, for our troops that come back from war and have doubts in themselves of going, I can't do this because I'm missing a leg. I can't do this because I'm missing both my legs. I can't do this because I'm missing my arm. I can't do this because I had back surgery. I can't do this because I have eye surgery. I want to give them something to grasp of a motivation of going, you know what, I have a possibility to do this. Not only our troops, but just America in general, or anybody in the world, knowing that, you know what, your mind's more strong, a lot stronger than what you think it is. You just got to push yourself in those positions. And that's what I've done through my career. That's why I love doing this. And someone like Chael call me out on national television, flexing his one big arm, one skinny arm, cool. I have my opportunity. And as Richard Cho said, everything happens for a reason. It seems like everything just falls into place. Either it's God, either it's angels, or either just Scott Coker's doing an amazing job as he's always done to make this fight happen. The reason I do it is because I love this sport, and I love the fans, and I love everything that this company has been treating me.
I'm sticking around to kick Wanderlei Silva's ass, and before I get to him next summer, I'm stopping by the Forum in LA on January 21st.
You can ass whooping.
And the Legends Ass Whooping Tour is going to begin with Tito Ortiz.
Scott, there's a question from Facebook Live. Fans asking, how did this fight come together?
You know, that's an interesting question. Tito was already here when I came here two and a half years ago, and you know, we put him in the fight with Stephan Bonner, and then you know, the second fight, really, we asked him not to fight Liam McGarry, to fight someone else, and you know, he basically demanded that fight, so we let him fight Liam, and we said, okay, well, now who's Tito going to fight? So we started talking about different opponents. Rampage Jackson came up, and different, you know. But when we signed Chael, we said, this is the fight. This is the perfect fight to do. And really, Chael's signing came at a time where he wasn't even on our radar because we thought he was under contract. But I got the call. I mean, honestly, I would say 10 days later we made the deal, and we were really excited because we said, okay, now that just opens up this division. Like like you said, this is the first fight, January 21st. But Chael has Vanderlei Silva out in front of him. He told me he wants to fight Fedor Emelianenko if we come to a deal with Fedor. He wants to fight Rampage Jackson. There's a lot of great fights ahead for both these gentlemen here at Bellator.
This is for Tito Ortiz, Eddie Mercado here with Bloody Elbow. Now, you lost to Chael in your collegiate days, and you said you saw a chance for redemption. Does that mean you're going to go out and try to out-wrestle Chael?
I watched every one of Chael's fights, and he says he don't like to be the bully. Every one of his fights, he likes to be the bully. I'm going to be the bully in this fight. I'm going to push him around. He doesn't realize that how big a 205-pounder I truly am. You got to understand, this is a juiced-up 185-pounder. I'm a true 205-pounder. I walk around 225 solid. I'm going to do my position. He gets the takedown, I'm going to submit him. People don't understand my jiu-jitsu. My jiu-jitsu is great. My submissions are great. I understand that. I know what I need to do in this fight. But when he doesn't get the takedown, and it's after the first round, he's like, wow, I've taken 3 years off. Where's my oxygen? God, my big muscles aren't working. That's when I just start warming up. This fight, I'm going to expose every one of his weaknesses. And I take this fight very, very seriously. I've already started. Like I said, as Scott says, I've been in this company now for 3 years. I've been training, I've been sparring, I've been doing these things. As he's been doing his little podcast, and there's a little shout out for your podcast you do for the whole 100,000 viewers you got or whatever. My life is fighting. This is what I love to do. And on January 21st, he's going to feel the wrath of Tito Ortiz.